Yeah? Cool. All right, y'all. Welcome to Thugline. What's up, Bobby? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Good weekend?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had a ball yesterday.
Oh, yeah? What'd you do?
Got drunk and passed out.
Sounds responsible. Oh, man. Everyone have a good time?
Yeah, we all had a ball yesterday.
Cool.
We got drunk as fuck. Well, I know I got drunk as fuck. I got drunk as fuck. The last thing I remember was throwing up on the side of the expressway.
Damn! So y'all were driving. Okay, I thought you were in the house.
No, we was in the crib drinking, but I had to go back home. And when it was time for me to go, you know, I gotta be in by a certain time. So when it was time for me to go in, I was throwing up all the way back to the city. And then I got in the crib and I passed out. Yeah, I passed out.
I bet you had a good sleep.
Hell yeah, I woke up at 5 this morning with hell of missed calls, bro.
Hell of missed calls, okay. I guess everyone who you left behind on your Sunday rampage was calling you to find out what happened.
No, it was just like people randomly that I usually talk to on a daily basis, just calling me and saying what was going on, but shit, I was out of order yesterday. I was going fishing.
Out of order.
Yeah, I was going fishing.
Well, cool, man. Good for you.
I
don't drink. I drank before, but I don't drink now.
Right. How your weekend was though?
I went to the beach.
I seen y'all playing with the little, running into each other with the big balloons on.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, I seen on your white page.
Yeah, I had my daughter in a baby carrier. Yeah. She was strapped on me. And we put on these big bubbles around us.
Yeah, I seen y'all.
And Linda was too. Now, Linda and I were in a big fight Saturday, that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I kind of yelled at her.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it wasn't cool. She was upset about something.
Right.
And I was just like, I don't want to hear it anymore.
Right.
And so I yelled at her. And so she's like, what's up with that? You know, it's not cool. So,
she ain't blame me, did she? She didn't say you been hanging around Bobby Drake too much.
She didn't say that, but I was feeling it. But hold up. So I'm like, all right, I need to shake up my wife's energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's put these bubbles on. I'm gonna knock her a little bit. And I swear to you, it worked. She was like starting to put it on. The guy was helping her strap in. And right the moment she finished, she just put the strap on, strap two. I came from behind with my daughter with the bubble wrap. Boom! I just knocked her over, and she went rolling. And she's like, "What the hell?" She got all pissed, and she got up and tried to hit me. I already was ready for her. Boom! I knocked her over again. And so I think this kind of shook her up. It was like, you know, when you be angry, you just kind of get the energy going. You know? So yeah, we were at the beach, we did that. There was this weird moment. There's this dude, my dad wants to sell his business, okay? He's got a small restaurant. And there's this dude who wants to buy the business. Let's just call him Henry.
Right.
All right? And I hadn't really been talking to Henry too much. We had this weird thing going on where Henry kept calling me being like, why ain't your dad selling the business yet? Why ain't your dad selling the business yet? And I'm like, my dad will sell the business when he's ready to sell the business. He's had it for 25 years. It might take a few months for him to kind of let it go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Henry, listen, man, you need to leave me alone. Go talk to my dad. You can't keep calling me.
Right.
You know, I got a show to do about Drake. You gotta leave me alone.
Right.
And so he started finally stopped calling me. So I kind of got into a little bit with him. And then there's a dude I see at the beach, swimming in the beach, but he's not at the beach with the sand. He's like by the rocks, the big rocks. Is this dude crazy? He was drying himself off, like he just got out. Is this dude crazy? It's like a couple hundred feet from the sand. Was he just swimming from the rocks? Like, how did he get in and out? I'm like, I'm gonna ask this dude, because I don't want my nose to get out like that. I walk up to this dude, his back is facing to me. I start tapping him on the shoulder. I'm like, I'm still talking. I'm like, dude, were you just swimming from the rocks? He turns around, and he's like, no, actually, I was swimming at the sand, and I walked over here, and I'm drying myself off now. I looked at him like, Henry, what's up, man? I'm talking about, there's like 10,000 people at the beach, 100,000 people. The dude I knocked on his shoulder is Henry.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
Coincidence.
Total coincidence. And so he's like, hey man, I got a job offer to be an engineer in Indiana. Do you think I should do that or buy your dad's business? I'm like, I don't know, Henry, do what you want to do, man.
He's still trying to get that business.
He's still trying to buy that business, yeah. Oh, we got a caller here. You're calling Thugline. What's your name and where are you calling from? What's up, Mutaz? You got a question for us?
Yeah, man, I'm just wondering, when you guys all think about shark film going
Well, which athletes are standing up against them?
Michael Bennett from the Seahawks, he basically sat down and wouldn't stand up for the national anthem. What do you think about that? I think it's messed up that he did that, but what do you think?
Oh yeah, like Colin Kaepernick last year, right? Remember
Yeah,
that?
now they blackballed him, he can't even get into the NFL.
Yeah, Super Bowl quarterback doesn't even have a job now, Colin. Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's weak as hell. And he when he played last season, he was fake decent towards the end of the year too. Like it was just his team was just weak as fuck. But yeah, that's bogus. But yeah, I'm totally with them people standing up against what's going on in Charlotte. I mean in Virginia. And it's Virginia, right?
Yeah, Charlottesville.
Charlottesville, Virginia, yeah. Cause they really like, I don't know, them people out there tweaking, man. Like, but it's their government though. Their government shouldn't even let them people start walking anyway. They should have stopped the march before it even started. Stopped all that stuff before it started, because it's really their fault that stuff escalated.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at just the basic facts, right? Like, this whole thing started because the University of Virginia said, we're gonna take down the statue of Robert E. Lee, who's the Confederate, he's the former general of the Civil War Confederates. Right? This dude 100 years ago was running the war for the Confederates, and they lost. And then Virginia has a statue of him on a horse, right? And so then white nationalists got together and said, no, leave that statue up. I don't know why they want to leave that statue up. I think that
He said he lost anyways.
he lost.
He a loser, so why did
We want to keep a loser up.
Right, yeah. That's just like if we put a fucking statue of Derrick Rose up.
I mean, I think that my guess is if you ask those people, why do you want to keep that statue up? They would say something like heritage, like, you know, a memory of what our country was, and
But he was a racist too, right?
I mean, wait, right? That's what I'm saying. What's there to be proud of?
He
That's
shouldn't
not,
have been up in the first place.
that's not a heritage to be proud of. This they call it, the Confederates call it the stars and bars. Have you ever heard that before?
Nah.
The stars and bars is the Confederate flag, and I don't know what's there to be proud of, man. Of keeping slavery and keeping the country divided. What's there to be proud of? I'm not sure. White nationalists, that's crazy, you know, what
Yeah.
they're proud of.
That's definitely
What do you think, Mutaz?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to understand. It shocks me still today that stuff exists. All this bigotry and hatred, anti-Semitism, you know, anti-black, anti-everything, anti-Muslim. It's just crazy. I can't imagine what's common in this world that this stuff still exists.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
I just
Yeah.
want to hear Donald Trump.
Well,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
bogus. He ain't put nothing into that speech. Nothing at all. He could have tweeted that shit.
I think it was a tweet. He just kind of read his tweet. I mean, he's right.
He said read his
He
tweet.
just read his tweet. That's a speechwriter.
Yeah.
You know, but he basically, let's face it, when you say what he said, I think he said something like, both sides need to look at their complicated issues. So he's saying the protesters are wrong and the counter-protesters are wrong. And what he doesn't understand is that the protesters want to keep the statue up, and apparently he's okay with that. Like, he didn't say anything about that, so he's condoning. He's
Right.
kind of saying, go ahead and do that. Which, if you think about it, our leader is basically saying, all right, 300 million Americans, ding, 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 let's get ready to rumble, go kick your asses. Like, why would he want everyone to just kick each other's ass in America?
Yeah, they out there. It's like fucking. It's like, man, that's a Royal Rumble going on.
Now, what would happen if, now the counter-protesters, it was all mixed people. It was Muslims, it was black people,
I know.
it was white
White
people, it was
people,
all
yeah,
sorts
I
of
know.
people.
That's just not for it. You feel me?
Right.
So we can't like everybody don't feel the same way. Like everybody's not right. It's just like the racist people. You see how like they turning into like now they getting that that doing all that
The
shit.
Nazi shit.
Yeah, the
Neo-Nazi.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy out there. I would've been,
Hitler.
I ain't gonna lie, if I was out there, I'd have been out there beating ass too. Fuck it.
For real?
Hey, Mom, I'll wake up in the morning looking forward to going down there. My mom get up, where you gonna go? Shit down there and fight real quick, kick a few people ass, come back in the crib, I'll be back.
Look, man, that's how it is. That's how it is in Palestine. I'm Palestinian.
Right.
And Palestinians have basically a big fence,
Yeah.
a big wall around our country. Not country, our territory. We don't have country. And so when the Israelis will get us triggered and get us upset, we'll just tell our moms like, hey, we going out for the afternoon to go throw some rocks and maybe even try and light some I forget what do you know what they call them, Mutaz? The Molotov cocktail. You ever heard of those?
Hell yeah, no cocktail bomb.
Yeah, cocktail bombs. So my cousins be doing that over in Palestine, and they be throwing that shit, and it's like, and then they come home, and
Like nothing ever happened.
yeah, they'll just have some falafel and hummus, and like, all right, cool, we'll do it again tomorrow morning.
Come on, so link up. It's cracking.
I mean, we just went downstairs and got a coffee before we started recording this, Mutaz, and we were talking to the barista, and he's like, yeah, man, I heard that. I heard what happened in Charlotte. He's like, if there should ever be any violence, it should probably be towards being violent towards those white nationalists, white supremacists, because they've been at it for over 100 years. They just don't learn.
But like down south they stick, cause you remember Justin, what was that, Charlotte? Like while I was in jail, I was seeing like that some shit like that just happened somewhere else. Was that Charlotte, South Carolina or something, Carolina?
I don't remember.
I don't know, but like ever since Trump got back in office, man, it's like this the second incident.
Well, it was building while Obama was
That's
out.
what I'm saying, but now
They were
Trump in
getting
office,
pissed.
now they like, yes.
They got permission.
Yeah, now they getting that yes, we could turn up now. They coming back out. They coming back out the woodwork shit. Then Trump helping them back like he trying to stop motherfuckers from coming to America and leave the country. You feel me? Like he kicking people out the country and shit like
Look,
bro, like
here's
like,
how
nobody did this shit since I've been born, bro. Like how you just gonna come, motherfucker been living in this motherfucker done raised the whole family and then you wanna come with a motherfucker 50-something years old and tell, okay, have a person knock at your door, it's time to go. Like, who are you trying, like, how, like, come on, travel ban? You, come on, travel ban, bro, like.
he the other day he said to North Korea, if you don't back down, he was talking to Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea. If you don't back down,
Man, right?
If you don't back down, wait, what did he say? He said something like, North Korea best not be threatening America because our military is locked and loaded. He said if North Korea best not threaten us because our military is locked and loaded. I thought the words "best not" were the funniest thing in that whole.
He said best not.
He said "best not," which tells me he might have had some sort of like 80-year-old nanny when he was a kid, who was a black woman or something like that. Donald, you best not be, pooping in your diaper, or I'm gonna kick your ass or something like that. I don't know where he got "best not" from, but that was
I don't know if Donald Trump crazy, man. He funny to me though. But that's what they voted for. But I think he fucked up with the what's the name, the voting thing. The ballots.
Oh, cheating with Russia?
Yeah, I think he cheated.
It seems like there's something there.
Cause I just can't see everybody voting for him over Hillary. Cause like it's some fucked up people out here, but there's more people with sense than it is like fucked up. You feel me? So I don't like.
I mean, but what they say is that the people with sense sometimes don't go to vote.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, okay, so here's my last thought about Charlottesville, Mutaz. The reality is, as human beings, we grow up around our family, and we trust our mom, our dad, our brothers, our sisters, our aunts, our uncles, our grandma, and they usually all look the same. Like I'm Palestinian, Arab, Muslim. When I'm a baby, I look around and I trust. It takes me a year or two as a baby, but I look around and I trust all the people around me. They're feeding me, they're changing me, they're taking care. then if I go out in the world and I see like a white person or a black person, I'm sure the baby might be like, whoa, 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 they look different, I should be scared. But I do think it takes a higher order thinking, a little bit more thought, to be like, no, wait a minute, genetics don't matter, it's the human being that matters. I just don't think a lot of people get to that type of thinking. They get stuck in like baby thinking, you know what I mean? Like they're just being scared of someone that looks different.
100%.
So I think these white nationalists are just probably scared of something different. They're scared of you, they're scared of me, they're scared of Bobby.
You know, 3 people got killed out there. 3 people dead now.
Is that right? 3?
The
I
death
heard.
toll is 3.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that?
some supremacists ran his cars.
Yeah, a 20-year-old white kid from Ohio drove his car through the crowd.
Yeah, he killed. That was he killed 1 person. Then this morning before I just left out, I see now they saying 3 people dead.
That makes sense because there was
And like,
35 injured.
Yeah, 35 injured, 3 people
So
dead.
2 more probably passed away. This reminds me of Selma, Alabama. When Martin Luther King was in Alabama and he took those protesters to walk across the bridge in Alabama, and then the police in Alabama, even though Martin Luther King had no guns and no bats, nothing,
Yeah.
when they walked across the bridge with no weapons, the police still beat them. Did you ever hear that about Selma?
No, I don't really like, you know, I don't really like hearing it, like, well, I didn't like hearing about it, you feel me, like, because it used to make me mad.
Right.
Like, I don't even like watching slavery movies because it just makes me mad.
Yeah, I get that.
Except for Bojangles, that movie was funny as fuck, with Jamie Foxx.
Bojangles, I gotta watch that.
You ain't never seen that?
No.
Oh, man.
It's the only good slavery movie there is?
Yeah, Bojangles, like, cause it's funny, like, cause Jamie Foxx was like kind of like he was a slave, but his owner was a white dude, but he wasn't making Bojangles be his slave and nothing. He was like, he was a bounty hunter, and he like just bought Bojangles, you feel me, to be his bounty hunting partner. So he was always a free man. So man, that shit was funny, bro.
Mutaz, have you seen Bojangles?
No, I mean, I don't know.
Well, Mutaz, we're gonna let you go. Any last thoughts?
It's nice to know that there's people out there like myself.
Cool. Thanks, brother.
Guys, have a good day. Thank you for taking my call.
Peace.
All right, you too.
You keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Peace.
Peace. So Bojangles, Jamie Foxx,
Yeah.
positive slavery movie.
It ain't really positive because it's still a slavery movie, but then Samuel L. Jackson in it, and he playing the character. He a slave too, but he not really. No, Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know. I can't really say he was a slave. I don't know what, but he was racist.
Samuel Jackson was.
Samuel L. Jackson hated black people.
In the movie?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, but he was a slave himself, but he was a house slave. You know?
Oh, alright.
But he hated black people too.
You
say Bojangles?
They say the house slaves were more obedient to the masters, right? You know what I mean? Like, because they're in the house.
If I was alive back in those days, though, I would have been dead quick.
You think so?
Hell yeah, bro. Motherfucker ain't beating me with no whip.
I don't know, man.
Motherfucker ain't doing none of that. I was not put on this earth to work for, like, be forced to work for somebody, you feel me? Like, yo, you feel me? When a motherfucker child born anything, they supposed to be born into a good life, you feel me? Like, you do what you want to do. Like, I ain't like that shit back in the days.
I don't have the experience of being a black person. I have the experience of being Palestinian.
Same thing, bro.
You know?
We both went through the same. Well,
Right.
Our peoples went through the same thing back in the days.
I think the black experience was very different, right? Because they were pulled from Africa, put on a ship when they were kings in their own country,
Yeah.
and then you're taken to America, where you are now free labor, abused free labor, and many people couldn't even make it.
Treated like a fucking animal.
Right. So, so yeah, I mean, I didn't want to compare them, but I do think that was a more difficult experience, being ripped out like that. We as Palestinians, like my grandma, grandpa, they lost their home.
Right.
I went back to Palestine a couple years ago to go see my grandma's home, my grandpa's home. It's still there, but there's a bunch of Jewish people, Israeli people living there. It's kind of a crazy idea. But like, I saw the bathtub and everything when my dad was born in the tub, like, 75 years ago. So they had to march. They had to leave their town and go to the next country, Jordan, basically.
Right.
And then live in like tents and refugee camps, you know. But African Americans, I mean, they were taken from one land on a ship for 3 months, and then another land.
Right.
Who what the? I mean, what? Now here's my issue, right? It happened. It wasn't the current white people didn't do it. It's their ancestors who did it. So you can't. I don't think you can blame the white people today. You can't. You just can't. But I do think, just like with us Palestinians, man, there are still effects until today with all the shit they were doing back then. And you gotta call it out. You gotta acknowledge it. Like I look at my dad, for example, my mom and dad, who went through this experience as Palestinians with no home and living in a very difficult situation. And like every dollar we spend, for example, my dad is like, wait a minute, we might not have any more money. My dad's first pair of shoes he got when he was 7 years old. Yeah, some dude from a United Nations truck was just throwing shoes. He said he was like 7 years old, he got a size 9 and a size 11. And that was he was happy because now he gets to walk to school with shoes, you know.
Right.
So he's probably wearing some big ass Skechers or something that don't fit him, you know. But like my dad still walks around with that shit. Like my dad, he'll like get me. Like the other day he had me call Ford manufacturer. Like he had me call Ford the company, not the dealer. He said, you call the president of Ford and you tell him my truck is broke and he needs to fix this shit. And you know what I did? I love you, Dad. I'll call Ford. I went and found the phone number and called the damn company to complain, you know. Just cause like he don't get it. He's like still stuck in 1950, you know, with what happened in Palestine. But the same thing with the African American experience. I mean, some of the stories I've read about and studied about slavery. I don't have the experience, but like a lot of what happened back then is still with the black community today.
Yeah.
You know, it's still there.
You know, there's a lot of people who wish they could just get on a plane and go to Charlottesville and help the people that's against the white whatever, just to get like a little revenge.
The white supremacists.
Yeah.
Just
to get a little revenge from back in the day.
I'll tell you what, man. I don't think this is gonna die down. I think it's going to increase.
Hell yeah. Because there's gonna be white supremacists that want to go out there and aid and assist their people.
That's right.
So it's gonna go up in flames out there.
That's right.
Fuck it, I'm on my way out there. I got 8 days, man. When I get off this shit, I'm gonna go ahead and go out there and beat me a few asses.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. But I don't want to see you going back to jail, man.
I'm not. I'm gonna beat me some ass and go ahead and get up out of there, stay down there for like
You know what you need to do? You need to get yourself. Okay, I got a crazy idea. Do not do this at home. Do not try this at home, okay? Here's what I suggest. We make a little Ku Klux Klan outfit for you, okay? You wear it, put it on, pretend like you with them, and then when shit goes down, you just start beating the shit out of your own people in the Ku Klux Klan. You know, they won't know where you came from.
Hell no, because then my people might think I'm one of them for real, and then they might run up on me. Shit.
No, just tell them, give them a heads up. He's gonna tell your boys, listen, I'll be the guy with the Ku Klux Klan outfit, and I'll have like a little, you know, I'll have a picture of Tupac on the back or something, you know what I mean? Like,
no, fuck that, we just beat ass. We just gonna go down there and beat ass with regular clothes. I ain't gonna put it in the Ku Klux Klan.